Well, this next story is one both college students and their parents won't want to miss. A college party in Washington state went terribly wrong when 12 young women became violently ill. Police believe their drinks were spiked with a powerful drug, and the intent, they believe, was to sexually assault the victims. Neil Karlinski has more.
It seemed like an ordinary college party in tiny Roslyn, Washington, where students from nearby Central Washington University were getting together. Things quickly changed.
Going fine, the music was playing, people were having fun, and then all of a sudden all the girls were puking everywhere. Girls were outside like on their back, and people were so drunk they didn't know what to do.
Police say it appears someone spiked mixed drinks being served inside this house with either ecstasy or possibly roofies, known as the date rape drug.
People were saying, don't drink out of the red cups, don't drink out of the red cups.
At least 12 people suffered a drug overdose and had to be hospitalized. Blood tests will determine what they were given.
Well, we suspect that, again, that these drugs were introduced to these students probably without their knowledge.
Many of the victims are women, and police want to know if they were targeted specifically. So far, there is no evidence of sexual assault, but the investigation continues, not only into who did this, but why. For Good Morning America, Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Seattle.
So let's get more on how young girls and women can watch out for this kind of thing. And from safety security expert Bill Stanton, you're joining us this morning. Thank you so much. As shocking as this story is, you actually say that these types of situations happen more often than we think.
Yes, unfortunately, we no longer live in the Brady Bunch era. And these things happen a lot more than we do realize. The reason why we don't know is because it goes largely unreported.
So what are some tips? This is such a nightmare for parents and students. What are some tips for students when they go out to bars, when they go to parties, especially girls?
Well, it's actually simple, but simple isn't always the easiest thing to do. It's called common sense. If a guy is going to buy you a drink, or anyone is going to get a drink for you, watch that chain of custody. Watch the chain of evidence, like CSI. Watch where that bartender makes that drink and make sure it comes into your hand. If you don't see it, don't drink it.
And for girls, I remember in college, you were always told to travel and go out in groups, to go together and to leave a bar together.
Absolutely. That pack mentality, make that girls' pack before you go out. You leave together, you will come home together.
And so what should parents at home be thinking right now when they see this frightening story?
Well, you know what? Kids are a lot smarter today than they were when I was that age. Talk to them. They're intelligent. Have them do their own investigation on the internet, and they'll see the stats and figures.
And you're not an expert on this specific case, but when you just hearing what happened, the fact that there were 12 girls, what do you think the intent was? Was it to sexually assault?
I think this was a perverse party joke. Let's get everybody messed up. Now it's no longer drug, sex, and rock and roll. It's drug, sex, and let's control. You don't want to do that.
Okay, well, Bill Stanton, thank you so much for joining us this morning.